second about all of you. We got an election coming up where we have a clear and stark choice to make. Now, I know y'all are for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. You got the camo hats on there. But I need you to go back to all of your friends here on campus and let them know the stakes of the election and just how high they are. On the one hand, you've got Kamala Harris, picking up on what the future congressman talked about. Kamala Harris, who has spent her career working to reduce gun violence in our schools and in our communities, and in Donald Trump, a guy who is bought and paid for by the NRA. That's a stark choice, and that is a clear contrast. On the other hand, you got Kamala Harris, someone who wants you to be able to breathe clean air and drink pure water. And on the other side, a guy who literally denies that climate change is a real thing. On one side, Kamala Harris, who wants to restore Roe and give you back the freedoms that were taken away from you. And on the other side, Donald Trump, a guy who brags about the fact that women no longer have the freedoms that they were born with in this nation. We got a stark choice and a clear contrast. And we got to do the work right now to make sure folks understand what is at stake. And this is the second point I want to make. The task falls to each and every one of you to do this hard work. I want to give you all a little history lesson. I know I'm not an MSU professor, but we are on a college campus. I'm the governor of Pennsylvania. Yeah, you're from Pennsylvania? Bucks County, I love that. That's where my wife is from. We went on our first date there, Goodnoe Farm. I had a milkshake and cheese fries. I played the only guy who can eat that much dairy today is Governor Tony Evers. You've seen him do it. Here's a quick history lesson. 248 years ago, one of my predecessors, Ben Franklin, signed the Constitution of the United States in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love and sisterly affection. It was an incomplete document. It didn't include all of us. It didn't contemplate so many of the challenges that we face today. Yet it was a document that was written to give all of us the power of self-determination. After they signed that Constitution, Franklin walked out onto the cobblestone streets of Philadelphia. He was greeted by a woman who came over to him and said, "Mr. Franklin, what do we have here, a monarchy or a republic?" Franklin looked her in the eye and said, "We have a republic if you can keep it." Those 5 words, if you can keep it, that is our charge. It's our responsibility. And it's what our ancestors and those who came before us have taken on as their responsibility. To meet the moment, to right the wrongs, to seek a society with more justice, more fairness, more equity, and more freedom. Folks who came before us have done this work. And now it's on all of us. In an election where you've got a stark choice, in an election where our freedoms are on the line, in an election where the issues of justice are paramount, we now have a responsibility not just to elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, but a responsibility to do this hard work to leave this place better for those who come after us. The test falls to all of you, and you have an outsized role in it, because Michigan, like Wisconsin, like Pennsylvania, we're the swingiest of all swing states in the nation, politically speaking, of course. And it is important for us. They got that, I think. It is on all of us right now to recognize the power we have, not just to show up to vote, but to get others to do that with us. So you got the power. You need to use it. Your ancestors are calling on you to do it. Your freedoms are calling on you to do it. And now is our moment to harness that power and get it done. So, folks, we got a lot more work to do. And that work is happening right here in Michigan, in Pennsylvania, and in Wisconsin. And it's my honor to bring up to the microphone the great governor of Wisconsin, Tony Evers.